Good morning, Year 8. So we're getting towards the end of this topic and we're going to be doing equation word problems, which is the whole reason why we learn equations, is so that we can apply them in the real world. Okay, so in these questions, all of them, we have to actually write an equation and solve it to find the answer. Whether they ask for that or not, we have to do it because in the exam, they will ask you to write an equation and solve it to get your answer. Okay, the first one starts off fairly easily. We have 4 family tickets for a theme park costing $352. How much does each ticket cost? So remember, if you've got a word number, we're going to change it to a number. So it's 4 tickets costing $352. You always underline what they're asking for. Okay, so they've asked for how much does each ticket cost. So I've underlined that, and I have to get a letter and let the letter represent what we're looking for. So we're going to let T equal the cost of one family ticket. I've chosen the letter T because it's the first letter of the word ticket. I'd rather not use C for cost because you'll probably end up with some questions that have costs of 2 different things and then you can't call them both C. So look at the thing at the end, all right? We need to have a word that I call a number word. Alright, so this is your number word. So we're not going to just say let T equal the ticket or let T equal family ticket because the T is actually representing a number. That's what pronumerals are in algebra. They're standing in the place of a number. That's what the word pronumeral means. So we've got to make sure that we have a word in this that represents a number. And cost is a number. Okay, the cost of anything, $5, that's a number. Okay, so we have to say that to equal the cost of one family ticket. Okay, so if we look at what they've told you up here, we have 4 family tickets costing $352. So if we get 4 times the price of one family ticket, that should equal 352. So that's your equation. We're now just going to solve it like we normally would to get our final answer. Just remember when you get to the answer to make sure you put your units on it. We are talking about the cost of a ticket and the costs were in dollars up here. So this is $88. Okay, the next question. When an unknown number is divided by 5, the result is 15. Write an equation and find the unknown number. So this time they've told you to write an equation, but I haven't written it in all of these, but that's what I want you to do. So, up here they've asked you to find the unknown number. So I can just say let n equal the number here. Alright, so we go back to the original statement and it says, when an unknown number, now we've got n in place of that word number now, is divided by 5. So that's what I've written. N is divided by 5. The result is equals. So you just put equals 15. Then you just solve your equation like you normally would to get your answer. So we get rid of the 5. Instead of dividing by 5, we come over and times by 5. Work it out on your calculator. Alright, number 3. When 12 is subtracted from a number, the answer is 37. Find the number. So this is what they've asked us for, find the number. So we're going to say let n equal the number, and then we're going to go back to the statement to get our equation. It says 12 is subtracted from a number, which we now have as n. So if 12 is subtracted from a number, that's n minus 12. The result is, or the answer is, equals 37. Then just solve your equation like you normally would to get your answer. Okay, the next question, number 4. The sum of a number and 4 is doubled. The result is 44. Find the number. Oops, I forgot to write my let statement down. So let's make sure we do that. Let n equal the number, because that's what we're finding. Okay, now this one's a little bit more complicated and there's a lot of mistakes that are going to be made on this question. Because it says the sum of a number and 4. The word sum means plus. So So we're going to get our n and our 4 and add them together, n plus 4. But it's the result that is, then we've got to double it, okay? So the sum of the number and 4, that whole thing is doubled, is times by 2. So we have to make sure that this is in brackets because we want to get the answer to that and then double. So we've got to make sure that we've got that in brackets first. Otherwise you're going to end up with the wrong answer because order of operations would be telling you to do the times first. Okay, so we're getting the sum of the number and 4, bracket them, then double it, then times by 2. The result is 44, equals 44. Now, the way I've written it, we need to move this 2, instead of times 2 at the end, we need to move it in front, so we've got 2 times in front. Then you can see you're expanding your brackets. So that will be 2 times n, 2n, 2 times positive 4, plus 8, equals 44. Then you just go through like you normally do with equations, get rid of the plus 8, and when you get down there, get rid of the times 2, and then go to your calculator with your fraction key to get your answer. The last question on the board here is number 5, and this involves a little bit more thinking too. Year 8 is holding a disco to raise money. Each ticket bought by students raises $5. But the cost of running the disco totals $130. So they might be paying for a DJ, might be hiring a hall. Whatever the costs are, it's totaling $130. So how many tickets must be sold to make a profit of $300? So we've been asked to find how many tickets must be sold. So we're going to let T equal the number of tickets sold. Now, if you think about it, each ticket has a $5 profit. So we're going to get each number of tickets and times by 5. So we've got all this money raised by selling those T tickets, 5 times T. But out of that money, we have to take $130 to pay for the costs. So we're going to take off $130 out of that money. Once we've done that, we want to be left with $300 profit. So after we take the $130 off, we want to be equaling $300. So we now have our equation. We're going to solve it. Get rid of your minus 130 by adding 130 to the other side. Get rid of your times 5 by dividing by 5 on the other side. And put it in your fraction key. You end up with 86 tickets. So there are a few ways you can check your answer to these questions. So if you get to the end of an exam, you're finished early. Firstly, if you're not getting a whole number of tickets here, there's probably something wrong. So if you're getting an answer like 84 and a half, something's probably wrong. I would definitely check your working. Okay, the other thing is, if you get your answer, then you could get your calculator and just double check if this actually does give you the profit it was supposed to. So we're saying we've got 86 tickets that we've sold. So you would do 86 times 5, that's $5 raised from each ticket. Work it out on your calculator. Take off the $130 that you've got to pay for your costs, and hopefully you'll get an answer of $300 to show that your answer was right. Okay, I'm coming back in the next video for some more examples.